Well, there is a definite sense of occasion here as both teams square up to each other with fire in their eyes. This is a day for hope, for expectation, for renewed ambition. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. And already we're underway here.
There's a player below, Peter, that I admire on a professional and personal level, the one and only Raúl.
He's just out on his own for consistency.
Indeed, and a terrific leader. Talent has to be backed up by hard work and tenacity, and he leads by example, hence the respect he commands.
And he's in on goal, and he shoots! Stood up well to him there. Applies the finish! Oh, denied brilliantly!
Kukçu is offering a wry smile there.
Foot in. He's shifting through the gears here. Crossed in again. And they've got rid. Beckham standing over it.
Yeah, it may not seem important, but it is. I think the first corner can always set the tone.
And it's been taken short. And now they can spring out of defence. Now it's Barcola. And he's managed to get free. Barcola. Fire. He's had a shot! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. Now it's Van Basten. Crossed into the box. Oh, that's a key interception. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. Anything noteworthy in the early part of the match, Jim?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
Aimed beyond the defence. Sanchez gets over and intercepts. It's a pretty loose pass. And the keeper's given it away. Can he finish? Goal! Inter! That is how you do it! A goal to launch his new life, his new chapter. A momentary lapse exploited with glee.
I think the defence really need to wake up here, Peter. They really shouldn't be getting caught out like that.
So we have the first goal.
Well, this will present the manager with a few interesting options, Peter. Try sitting on this or push on with the opposition now forced to come out.
Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
He's found a way through. Now it's Rashford. Crossed in once. Up he goes! He's scored! They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead in the blink of an eye. It was wonderfully efficient.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
Inter Milan are now luxuriating in a two-goal lead.
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage here.
He might be in here! Now it's Kukçu, incoming delivery. Oh, he's been caught napping! Milner. Well, that is one way to stop him. That's a promising run he's making on the right. Well, that has not gone well. Nicely weighted ball. Well, that's a dangerous... Decent chance! Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
And his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind of interplay they've been working on in training, and it came off beautifully.
After 33 minutes is number 22, Gallagher.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Well, what a difference a goal makes. Now all of a sudden it seems the belief is back.
And he was quick to react. Gallagher. Can he get it through? Can he latch on to this?
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Inter Milan heading towards the half-time break. The wind very much in their sails. Beckenbauer is someone so often referred to as the defender's defender. Gusto, Dybala, whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Looking for the run, now it's Dybala. Ball's gone out of play. Ball driven towards the... And the shot! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Dybala goes short. He's cut it out. Botman. And it's Cucurella. Oh, that's delightful. Not the most accurate pass. Nakata. Kukcu. He's looking wide. Rashford steaming forward. Crosses it. He gets big. That needed to be better, and he knows it.
Look, the defending wasn't too clever on that last chance. The cross had to be denied.
That's a throw. Moved on forwards. Bastoni promptly onto that, and that is that. Rashford. That's very neat. And the whistle goes for half-time. It's been thrills and spills at either end in the first half. Neither side really seizing the initiative, and both teams still very much in it.
Hello attendees,
It is quite a game, breathless and laced with excitement.
Yeah, they're ahead, Peter, but they can't afford to get too complacent. They need to go with the same intensity and tempo they showed in getting both the goals. Try to get another now and establish that two-goal cushion early in the second half.
Inter Milan head into the half-time break with a narrow advantage. It is 2-1.
Substitution for Northern Ireland, number 2.
Here we go again then.
On the field is number 9, Mbappe.
Nice sequence of passes this. Cucurella. Dybala. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Northern Ireland clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
That's a good ball. He's a sharp little ball here. Cannavaro calmly anticipates. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Mbappe! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
It's their second corner of the game. Dybala plays it short. He's got tall. And now a sudden... He's tried one! There was plenty of power on that. Rashford is, of course, well known for his dancing feet. Tries to pass it through. Rashford in acres of space out wide. Dybala. Gallagher. Oh, good-looking ball. Milner. That's been cut out, well played. Gallagher. Kukçu. Raul. Almost an hour gone. That looks a cracking ball. No way through. Dybala. Sanchez kept his eye on it, and he's there. And here's Van Basten. Beckham. Crossing, gets his head on it! Fair attempt, just the wrong outcome.
Well, he's furious with himself, but at least the boss is applauding his effort then.
Now some movement on the bench, and we are going to see a change.
Well, he can certainly make his side a lot more unpredictable, Peter. You know, he has a very good eye for a pass, and a tricky one at that.
Inter Milan, perhaps contemplating their next change here. Now it's Darwin. Rashford. Now can he find a finish? Now that looks a decent ball. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against face-to-face with chance for a shot! Oh, that was no routine save.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
So, third corner of the game. Messi with the short one.
Northern Ireland really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
He's picked his way through. Oh, well played, well played. Raul. Darwin. Gallagher, given the lift of his goal. Nakata. Rashford. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. That's Cannavaro. Just a quarter of an hour to play.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Oh, shooting chance! It's a goal! A two-goal lead, and they're firmly in control. Really tidily gathered, and ultimately a more than tidy finish.
Drogba really can't believe his luck. He was allowed so much room when he should have been boxed in.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
Yeah, I can't think of a better time, Peter, to get that two-goal cushion. That, for me, should be decisive.
Beckham gets a good foot in there. Mbappe. Beckham, very much a man of this moment.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
That's a good block, but at the expense of a corner. Corner number 4 coming up here. Quality ball. Inter Milan have the chance to go the other way. Nakata. And it's Rashford. Now it's Darwin. Oh, that's fabulous. Rashford. And that's an excellent interception. Batistuta. Now it's Raul. Now it's Batistuta. Drogba, nicely spread. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. 2 minutes to be added on. Gallagher, oh, this looks sharp. Mbappe gets into a good position. And the referee brings it to a close. So smiles all round as they shamelessly indulge in the post-whistle euphoria. A winner. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. There is a massive sense of expectation emanating from this part of Milan. The giant arena bearing the name of perhaps the finest player ever to don the famous black and blue jersey. It is simply a gorgeous, gorgeous sight. The action has already started. Well, there's the man we're all here to see, the thriller-minute Neymar. He really does turn every game into a showbiz occasion. So I wonder, Jim, what is in today's show?
Well, plenty, we hope, Peter. Being the kind of player who likes to take it upon himself to win, whether it's his vision and creativity or being more direct in providing a threat up front, we're bound to see something special, I hope.
Because we always have in the past.
Indeed.
Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Sanchez charging forward, the ball at his feet. Akanji. Looking for the run. Neymar. Oh, that's fabulous. Nice control. Tries a shot! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Rashford. And the pass is intercepted. That is ended up in no man's land. Now it's Messi. Great vision. And it's been given away. Inter Milan are still to register a shot on target. As a matter of fact, a shot of any type. And here's Drogba. And he's being shifted off it. Drogba
Really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Now it's Drogba. Can he finish? And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Inter Milan with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Beckham plays it short. Goes for a shot! And now a sudden chance to counter. It's Drogba! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Throw in. And it's Kukçu. And the shot! And the ball's come loose here. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card. Pedri.
Inter really are packing the box now.
Yeah, it does seem to be something of a numbers game they're playing.
Well, it's exactly the right approach, Peter. If you can deliver quality balls from out wide, you need to make sure there's someone on the end of it. Simple.
Drogba, looking for options for movement. Akanji, and there's his chance to lead the counter. And it's Batistuta. Well, the boss won't be happy about that at all. They were pedestrian in possession and carried almost no threat at all. Now it's Drogba. Threads one in. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Inter clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Now it's Pedri, and the through ball. Drogba! Goal! Inter! It is a good finish. The odds were against him, little matter.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
Inter Milan have broken through. It's 1-0.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again. That pressing is so good, it's nice and early.
Nakata producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness. Lovely, now then. And the shot! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
Drogba deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always have an option with him.
Kukçu making good progress on the right-hand side. Now it's Beckham. Beckham with the cross. There's the shot! Oh, that was no routine save.
Kukçu is offering a wry smile there.
A mixture of good defending and indecisive passing. No progress. Beckham tries to pass it through. Now the delivery. And the finish! Wow, that is Didier Drogba! A finish right from the top draw. Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! That is simply top draw, beautifully served up, and deliciously finished.
Drogba simply judged everything beautifully. That takes a lot of training ground practice, and we know what practice can make.
Inter Milan are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
Well, now's the time you can afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
He's had a shot! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong. Oh, it was... And the first half is done. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Inter clearly have plenty of cause to be happy, Peter, but they'll need to resist the temptation to just sit on the lead second half. The opposition will be doing their utmost to try and get back into this, so they have to be alert.
Inter Milan, and he shoots! He's done very well to get to that.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
They've played it short. Inter Milan are looking to go forward now. Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. Good ball over the top. Cleared away. Can he get it through? Drogba gets into some space. Oh, smashing header! Well, that is clearly not the outcome he wanted.
Yeah, some good movement inside the box. No shortage of targets here.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Serginho. Olise.
Inter are totally dominant in the middle of the park. A no-way-through zone.
Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
He's in plenty of space here. He's had a shot! Inter Milan in a very solid position, 2 to the good. Now it's Beckham.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Olise. Kukçu. Nakata. Inter Milan looking to pass their way through. Pedri was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Pedri kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Now it's Beckham. Rodri for Olise. And it's Batistuta. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Nakata. He's in space and looking for options. Showing good feet. Nice physical challenge. Koundé did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. He's in. Big chance! Oh, surely that deserved better.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
Spreads it out wide.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Couldn't squeeze it through. Drogba. It's Drogba! Oh, denied! Brilliantly!
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
So, third corner of the game. Went with his head, but couldn't steer it in.
Attenzione, un cambio.
Inter Milan get their fourth corner. He gets big. Chance again. No.
Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're upping the ante here. They'll get their reward if they can stick at this.
Drogba! And he is just ripping it up. And it has to be said, an absolute gift.
Oh, how can they be so careless, Peter? It's too casual. They were never going to get away with that kind of sloppiness.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
Well, talk about being on top of your game, everything.
And that's it. So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. There is a massive sense of expectation emanating from this part of Milan. The giant arena bearing the name of perhaps the finest player ever to don the famous black and blue jersey. It is simply a gorgeous, gorgeous sight. The action has already started. 2022, the year Lionel Messi reached his point of fulfilment.
The jewel in the crown, Peter.
And I wonder, Jim, watching it in Qatar, when you first got the feeling he was going to go all the way.
Well,
He's had a shot! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Tries from a long way out. And the goalkeeper watches it past.
Well, it was an ambitious attempt, but it'll keep the defence on its toes at least.
Raul, and this is Drogba. Oh, well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Now it's Rashford. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. And here's Drogba. Played out wide, Beckham. Cristiano Ronaldo. Now it's Drogba. Azar. Taken back almost at once. Nakata. I wonder what you've seen, Jim, over the early moments of the game.
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative, I would say. Both must have come...
Goes for goal! Oh, the ball's come loose here.
He was berating his defence before making the save, and he's at it again now.
Rashford. That's an imaginative pass. Oh, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. And that's going right the way across. Inter Milan, yet to have an attempt on goal. Drogba, decent chance! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Drogba actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Now it's Beckham. Referee has taken his time, but it is going to be another corner. It's their second corner of the game. Defending of the desperate variety.
Well, the goalkeeper's a lucky boy there.
Bout of passing here, really. Goes for a shot! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. Beckham, and again! Crossbar comes to the rescue. Koundé tries to clear. Cruyff. Inter Milan do look happy to keep things simple here, Jim. Hit the byline and get it in the box.
Well, they've certainly got the players for it, Peter. When you've got guys who can whip them in like that, you want to be giving it to them as much as you can.
Oh, that's fabulous. Kukçu's a mighty effort. Goal, Inter! There is the breakthrough. It was wonderfully efficient.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
Inter Milan have fired themselves in front.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Rashford is sporting a guilty look after that.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Kukçu. And it's Nakata. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. Raul knocks it into space. Look at the space here. Swings it across. And that has been knocked clear. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? That's an untidy challenge. Free kick given. That is ended up in no man's land. Rashford. Oh, lovely feed. He is such a good mover. Now, who's going to be first to this? Oh, good-looking ball.
He has saved the goalkeeper's blushes there. What great defending.
That's a lovely, neat pass. Challenged just a bit on the firm side. And this is Beckham. He is through here. Now, can he find a finish? And that's very disappointing, it has to be said. And they've got a throw. Now it's Rashford. Nice interception, well timed. They're urging him to shoot. Chance! Sticks it away! And there we have it, the 2-goal cushion. Satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Cambio di giocatori.
Time then for the first substitution of the game. Inter Milan are doing very nicely, thank you.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Mbappe! Now it's Drogba. Nakata. Well, played right into his path. And it's Drogba! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. There is a man right at the top of his game, and he just knows it.
Yeah, a fantastic run and a fantastic pass to play him in. Both needed to be timed to perfection, and they were.
And that means just one thing, match ball.
This is frightening football. He has increased defensive fear on the way.
He's having a shot! It's in! And they're at it again in double quick time. Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Well, at one stage he was being body checked, Peter, and then the next minute it's in the back of the net. That's wonderful.
And that's it. Well, thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans make their way home, so must we. Good evening to you. Well, here we are with everything very much to play for. Win this one and they're going up. Incentives do not come much simpler or sweeter than that one. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So it's down to business here. Inter Milan come into this game needing something. To fall short here would impact horribly on their future, immediate and beyond. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Pedri.
You know, Peter, I'm relishing the chance to see the cool and classy Rafa Marquez. He has a composure about his game that most defenders envy, and that enables him to be used as a deep line midfielder too.
Yeah, the defender's defender.
A great reader of the game.
Out towards the flank. There's the... a header! Oh, no, it's an own goal!
That can happen to anyone. It's truly, truly unlucky for him, but it's just the way it is.
Well, who saw that coming? It has certainly made things interesting.
Well, that's something you don't expect at a match like this, but I guess you have to take whatever way it comes, and very gratefully.
There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Can he latch on to this? And that is as far as they're going to go. Facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Passes coming off in quick succession here, and he's had it nicked away. Lewandowski unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Shot at goal! No mistake! And the lead lasts no time at all!
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser.
The invitation was clear, and it was accepted with the utmost glee. Oh, he's been caught napping! Now the delivery. Foot in. Messi tries a shot! Fair attempt, just the wrong outcome. Celtic with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Messi with the short one. And this is Neymar. And the shot! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Well, you get a sense, Peter, that he could almost get to anything today.
And now they can spring out of defence. And he's managed to get free. Flashes it across. Spread out to the left.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
That looks a cracking ball. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Beckham picks it up out wide.
When it's delivered early like that, defenders just can't get themselves set.
Tries to cross. And the shot! They've got to be quick to recover this. And the pass is intercepted. Shapes to shoot! It's wide, but only just.
He's not happy, and you'd expect that, but at least there's plenty of appreciation for what was a genuinely fine effort.
And it's Rashford.
Such good technique.
He is through here. Poor robust challenge. Howson did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise.
Well, the box was just so congested there, Peter. There was absolutely no space to work with.
Neymar! It's loose now and they want to get it back. Nakata. Kupchu. Drogba. Now it's Beckham. Robertson herring after the ball here. That's a little off target. Bastoni running with the ball. Nakata. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Messi. Can he spark a counter here? Beckham calmly anticipates. Pedri. Beckham. Threads one in, and he welcomes it in. Messi showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Can he finish? It's run loose. Who's going to get there? That's a half-decent try. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Crosses it in here. And the finish! They've scored! Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, listen, last line of defence and you don't get it right, then you're paying a visit to your net.
The goal scorer for Inter after 42 minutes is number 20.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for. Looking for options for movement. And this is Neymar. Oh, shooting chance! He is desperate to get on the score sheet, but not this time.
Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're upping the ante here. They'll get the reward if they can stick at this.
He's got tall. Went with his head, but couldn't steer it in. So their fourth corner of the game. They've played it short. He's had a shot! And the keeper couldn't hold it. It's a goal! That is remarkable! All square in a matter of moments.
Yeah, and analysis of the goal should take a back seat to the importance of a committed reaction. This is wonderful to watch.
And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, it still had to be finished off, so well done to the goal scorer, but the keeper should have done a lot better.
This is quite a battle.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
And there's his chance to lead the counter. There's the whistle for half-time. Inter Milan are finally getting a much-needed break. It's been absolutely breathless stuff so far. It is quite a game, breathless and laced with excitement. What a good half. They've gone blow for blow, and it's 2-2. So once again, we're underway. Nakata. Inter Milan, disappointing in the end there. They lack urgency. Bastoni cuts it out. Beckham, a player so deservedly decorated with praise and glory. Now it's Nakata.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Beckham standing over it. Beckham goes short. And now a sudden chance to counter. Now it's Lewandowski. Yeah, he's fouled him there. Lovely, now then. Good read, needed to be. Now it's Nakata. Pedri. And here's Drogba. And Bastoni. Beckham providing an outlet on that flank. Not the best distribution from the keeper. Looking to play him in. Oh, no joy this time. Hakimi. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Kochu. Not the most accurate pass. Raul. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Bastoni. Nakata. Now, can they get him away? Oh, well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Marquez is a perfect combination of brain and brawn. Guardiola.
This is the time you need that pace.
And he cuts out the supply. Kukcu. And it's Pedri. Beckham in acres of space out wide. Real chance! Oh, just lacked a decent finish. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Engages and forces him off the ball. Well, that's beautifully weighted. He has found the one. Takes a shot! Oh, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
The timing of the pass and run was exquisite.
They're up to 5 corners now. Inter Milan have the chance to go the other way. Kukcu. Now that looks a decent ball, and it's been played through. And he was quick to react. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. It's a promising position. Now that's a fine challenge. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
That is a brilliant interception. Rashford. Now it's Drogba. That's a good ball out wide. He's picked his way through. Howson, tidy with his distribution. Good ball, good take. Corner number 2 then.
Substitution in progress.
Climbs up big! Goal at his mercy, and somehow he's missed it.
Well, we could be headed for a scenario in which next goal is the winner. That chance could have been it too.
Kukçu does well to get it back. Neymar. Passing is crisp and sharp. And this is Raul.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Now it's come to nothing. Cannavaro. Darwin constantly looking for the ball into the box. And they've got a throw.
There will be 3 minutes added time.
Board shows there will be 3 extra minutes. Now there's a fine ball. Goes for a shot! Pedri gets flagged offside. Succumbs to the pressure. Nakata. Kukçu. Now it's Osimhen. Now it's Pedri. Now that's well seen too. And that will be the final act. So it is something for both, but ideal for neither. Both parties having to settle for what they get and hope for better in the weeks ahead.
Please turn your attention to the...
Inter Milan do have the look of a team with genuine ambition. Already on the cusp of promotion, they are looking to make a statement here. We are more than ready. There is a massive sense of expectation emanating from this part of Milan. The giant arena bearing the name of perhaps the finest player ever to don the famous black and blue jersey. It is simply a gorgeous, gorgeous sight. Things have got underway here pretty promptly. Inter Milan cannot consider... Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it, and it's played into the middle. And we have our very first corner. And it's been taken short. He is just caressing the ball. And he thumps it clear. Corner number 2 then. Beckham with the short one. And it's made its way to him. Takes a shot! And that's caused a worry or two.
Well, he looks a little annoyed with himself, Peter, but he hit it well enough. Better look next time, maybe. Pretty robust defending. There's Vitor Baia, Peter, exuding his unique brand of calm and confidence, as per usual.
Yeah, he's one of those keepers, isn't he, who has that certain aura around him.
And I think that gives the defence a massive boost. Having someone like that behind you can really give you that insurance, that psychological edge.
YtCaglarGAMER. But it has been just one side doing all of the early probing.
Yeah, it's a good start, Peter, and they look hungry for goals, and they'll be aware of having to capitalise in such a good spell.
It's a good foot in there. Koundé got a long way forward to join the attack. Kupchu. And it's Nakata. Locatelli. Knocks it into space. Neither side yet able to force a breakthrough here. Beckham making good progress on the right-hand side. Kupchu. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. That's a lovely, neat pass. You have to say that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. Inter Milan do keep hitting the wings early and often here. That's clearly their main supply route, Jim.
Yeah, and the whole team know it too, Peter. As soon as someone has it wide, the rest of them attack the box. The more targets you have in there, the better your chances.
Simple but effective. It's Nakata! Oh, that's terrific from Nakata! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! The goal for which they thirsted, the goal for which they craved. Now, full steam ahead to the ultimate prize. You give him an inch. YtCaglarGAMER!
He was berating his defence before making the save, and he's at it again now.
Pedri, now it's Drogba. Distributed tidily. Back into the middle. Inter Milan are very much in charge here, dominating possession and a goal to the good. Looking to play him in. Locatelli. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. 1-0 the score. Played out to the left flank. Rashford gets into some space. It's out for a goal kick. Koundé. Not getting too much time on the ball here, that is good pressing. Locatelli. YtCaglarGAMER. Driving on and making good progress. Genuine physical edge about this game. It is quite attritional. YtCaglarGAMER. That has ended up in no man's land. And the pass is intercepted.
Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
Inter Milan are looking to go forward now. He's on it, can he get away? Rashford gets into a good position. Nothing wrong with that tackle, ball won cleanly.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
Scholes, that has not gone well. And it's Pedri. Nicely weighted ball. And he's onside. And Beckham! He scored! And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. A truly wicked strike, nigh on perfection.
Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter, and while many might have just lashed out at it, he took his time and he put it where very few can.
So that's two now without reply.
Well, with this kind of authority, Peter, why not push on and...
YtCaglarGAMER! And it's come back out to him. Oh, that's horribly mistimed, and it's given penalty. And that really is the last thing they wanted to do. The ball is on the spot, here we go. And that's one back! Not a twitch, not a blink.
I just think the keeper committed himself too early.
Barcelona get themselves back into contention.
Well, we have a very
And that is going to be the final action of the first half. So we have here a genuinely competitive game with neither team truly in control. A single goal the difference at half-time. No, well, the pickings certainly have been rich in this first half.
Well, it's a lead that's by no means convincing. The manager can't go too easy on his players here. I think they need to re-establish that focus and try to lift the purpose again. They'll want a good start to the second half.
Inter Milan head into the half-time break with a narrow advantage. It is 2-1. And we are back on the way. And that's definitely not his best. YtCaglarGAMER. Pedri gets a foot in here. Cookchu. Rijkaard demonstrating his defensive quality there. Mbappe picks it up out wide. Rashford. Cookchu is always scanning the pitch for targets. He's found a way through. Oh, that was vital. And that has been clubbed away. And it's Pedri. Pedri goes steaming forward. Lovely ball. Shot a goal! Fair attempt, just the wrong outcome.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a bit disappointed with that, Peter. You would have fancied him to at least hit the target.
Koundé. Pass somewhat off target. And reclaimed it in a trice. That's good running with the ball. Good pressure, determined, intense. And he's being shifted off it. Van de Ven. Cookchu.
L'affluenza di quest'oggi è di
Almost an hour gone.
80.953 spettatori.
Beckham receives it in a wide position. This looks promising. And he's managed to get rid. Yeah, he's offering an apology for that. He needed to deliver a better ball. Locatelli. It's a good ball out wide. Played back in. Ødegaard is on. Oh, shooting chance! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
He's definitely living up to the occasion here. He just loves being out there amongst it.
Scores! Well, he should have done better, and he knows it.
That is a really good chance missed, Peter. Certainly the way he's been playing.
Kukçu. Nakata. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Nicely spread. Oh, and they're quick to press here, right on top of them. Rashford going face-to-face with his great rival. Ødegaard did well to step in there. That was more than necessary.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Spread out to the left. And he's managed to get free. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Off the post! And again! And that is doing no harm at all.
He'll be annoyed with himself after that. Nothing wrong with his anticipation or his positioning.
Locatelli. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. Oh, that's a vigorous challenge. Knocks it out wide. He has found the way through.
Inter surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now. Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Rijkaard chooses to go cross-field. Ekitike. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. He's in space and looking for options. Not much subtlety about that challenge. Now it's a real chance! So close to drawing level.
Mbappe is clearly gutted about that one, but he needs to shake it off and go again.
Sostituzione per l'Inter. Numero 15.
Corner number 3 coming up.
Numero 19. Numero 20. Numero 9.
And now a sudden chance to counter.
Numero 13. Beckham.
And he's in on goal. Delivery from Mbappe. It's a pretty loose pass. He's going for goal.
Il numero 21.
Should have equalised.
Cambio di giocatore.
Tries to play it through. Palmer is in a really good position out wide.
Inter nearly finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle.
Great chance! It's a really well-measured ball. Well, they've got it again. Raul.
This is actually quite a courageous move, and I'll add ambitious and adventurous too.
Bastoni, a man never lacking in drive or determination.
3 minuti di recupero.
Neymar, now looking to orchestrate a counter. Can he get it through? Raul looks to get on the end of this. And the referee brings it to a close. Inter Milan are going up, and now they can dream. You look back on the game then, Jim.